Velvet Ditch Marketing, and I'm sure you're all kind of wondering what Velvet Ditch means. It's a place that's easy to fall into but hard to crawl out of. So Oxford is kind of our Velvet Ditch. It's something that's really comfortable, you never want to leave. And we just felt like it really spoke to our group. Everyone's pretty comfortable with each other and gets along really well. And yeah, and I'm Libby Phelan.
I'm Anna Kate Miller. I'm Jessica Clark.
I'm Taylor Prance.
I'm Sarah Denny.
I'm Alden Easter.
I'm Anna Shea Vandekamp.
I'm Anna Buckley.
I'm Mark Franklin.
And we're Velvet Ditch.
A little sugar to keep y'all awake.
And I'm Virginia Robinson.
So, to kind of just get started a little bit, we just want to talk about what we learned from when we met with you guys. So, between all the concerts and business meetings and corporate events, the Arena and Conference Center has held over 500 events this year, and it's clear that the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center stands out against the competition because of the large venue that you have and how many people you can hold, and it's really popular for those reasons. And just some overall objectives that we felt were relatable to you guys was that to have a strong economic impact on the city of Tupelo as a whole, and just to enhance the quality of life of the people who come to visit and come to your shows and come to your corporate events and come to your business meetings.
The number one inconsistency that we saw was that Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center lacked a unified brand name. And we want to create a rebranding strategy that unifies the Arena and Conference Center into one recognizable name. And as you can see on some of these pictures, some of the searches were inconsistent. Some of them would pop up as the Arena, some of them would pop up as a Conference Center, and we think that rebranding them as one would help do that. And one way that we think this will help is by the $14 million expansion that will hopefully take place. And this is the picture of the expansion that will hopefully physically unify them as one entity.
So for our situation analysis, we kind of took from some Facebook reviews, some Yelp reviews, and also personal experience. So to hit on the strengths, I actually tried to book a conference at the Oxford Conference Center this year, and we bought food for breakfast for all of our attendants, and ended up finding out that we couldn't bring in any type of outside food or drink. So a huge strength that the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center has is booking a conference and being able to take in food from local businesses, because we ended up wasting a ton of money with that. And we also found that the friendly and helpful staff was huge on reviews. Everyone praised the Southern hospitality and all of those things and how helpful the staff was. A few weaknesses were just that it felt kind of old, and a lot of people also thought that the conference center was still connected to the Hilton, and so that kind of went with the identity crisis that we kept finding, that there's not really a unity or a brand. And there were a lot of comments about how it was a good space for Tupelo, but we want to take it bigger than Tupelo. We want to make it a great space for the Southeast, and not just everyone saying it's great for a small town, but it's great for the South. So with that, we found some opportunities. First of all, marketing that the staff is friendly, that you're in Tupelo, you're in the heart of the South. You have this Southern hospitality aspect that makes people want to come and invite them in. We also thought that creating an app, because also another strength was a wide audience range that y'all have. There's a ton of events that people can go to. Some people went to ice skating and turned around and went to Monster Jam. It's a huge, wide audience. So we'll talk about the app a little bit more, but being able to send notifications of all the diverse things that take place is huge. Another thing was the food and drinks, as said, and then with the meeting space, the fact that they said it felt old or that there wasn't enough space was also another comment that we got, or that we found a lot, was that they loved the rooms, they loved the space, but they wanted more. And so being able to market that expansion will be really beneficial. Then threats for just the local competition. We kind of took places that were similar size and had similar events that were nearby. And then another thing that we kind of ran into was a lot of businesses have like a set place that they'll do a weekly or a yearly meeting or something like that. And so encouraging them to break the tradition and to meet us in Tupelo.
We conducted both primary and secondary research prior to starting our project. We wanted to uncover some insights about what the actual consumer perceptions were about the Arena and Conference Center. Our primary research was we did a Qualtrics survey, and we sent it out in a non-random convenience survey to past customers of the Arena, both the Arena and the Conference Center. Our key finding for that was that traditional advertisements such as flyers and word of mouth are how consumers are currently being reached by the Arena and Conference Center. And this allowed us to draw an insight that there's a need for the company to incorporate more non-traditional, newer types of tactics such as content marketing to reach a broader range of consumers. As Jessica said, y'all have a huge market available to y'all, but we believe that updated, newer, more traditional, non-traditional marketing tactics will really be able to hone in that, expand that target market that y'all have available to you. We also did a content analysis for our secondary research, and we scraped data using RStudio software, and we basically took a year's worth of Facebook posts that y'all have made on Facebook, and we put them in RStudio. We were able to actually able to depict them in Tableau to show a graphic, and that's on this slide, and it shows that this was the most important aspect of it, that we thought that photos of actual events that are taking place at the Arena and the Conference Center are getting the most attention and traffic from people that are visiting y'all's Facebook pages. And also, if you'll go back one slide, we also found that a big trend was that it's important to us, we think, that the Facebook pages get combined, because, for example, there's 47,000 followers of the Bancorp South Arena Facebook page. There's not even 1,500 followers for the Bancorp South Conference Center Facebook page. We believe that consumers that are in the target market of the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center, they want to feel involved and informed about when there are events that are taking place at the entire venue through social media. We believe that this will allow y'all to really connect and interact more with y'all's target audience by doing things like creating an app, which we'll talk more about later on.
So our target public is past Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center visitors, as well as young professionals in the 22 to 40-year-old age demographic who have never been to Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center. So at the beginning of the semester, we all met together, and you guys talked a lot about how the public and people in Tupelo and surrounding Tupelo area, they don't view Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center as one entity. They see them as two separate entities, and you guys really wanted to create something to make it viewed as one. So that kind of that led to our main objective, which is to change the brand image of Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center among current and past visitors into one cohesive, recognizable brand, as well as increase awareness of the functions of Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center among young professionals in the Mid-South by 25% by October 2019.
So for our strategy, because of all the inconsistencies we found and a lot of times just the lack of recognition that the conference center got, we wanted to start off with just to create consistency among all of the touch points in order to increase that brand recognition. And so to start off, we updated the current logo, we want to update the website, all the social media sites, make those into one platform, and just any other platform that has the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center name on it, we want to make sure that's all consistent. And then also throughout the campaign, we'll have 2 events. One will be a mural design contest, and one will be a grand reopening block party, which we'll touch on later. Another part of the strategy will have a college ambassador program, which we're super excited about that. And then we'll incorporate a new tagline. So for this, so I'm sure you've noticed that we have meets and a lot of our stuff meeting. And so we thought that for the conference center, you have meetings there. For the arena, you meet your friends there. And we just wanted to incorporate that same theme. And so we wanted to have something that was just fun and consistent. And so we started thinking about where Elvis meets rock and roll, where Main Street meets Southern hospitality, where business meets professionalism, and that leads to the slogan, which is Meet Us in Tupelo. And we wanted to focus on that because the city and where the venue is really important. So if we can get people to want to come to Tupelo, then we'll get people to want to come to Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center because it's the largest one and the best one.
So as Sarah mentioned, one of our tactics was a mural design contest. We're really excited about it. So the idea is to create a painting or design that goes through all parts of the arena, the new expansion, and the conference center. So it's a way to get, this mural design contest is a way to get local artists involved with Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center and the new expansion that is potentially happening. We were planning to pair up with Tupelo Main Street Association and the Gumtree Art Museum to kind of create buzz and really get the word out. And that way, if they're involved, everyone's involved together. So each artist locally will submit a design that they really feel represents the city of Tupelo and what it means to live in Tupelo or to visit there. And once the winner is selected, they'll be given, will be shown in our budget later, but we'll be given money for supplies and then also a cash reward. And we just really see this as a way to unify the conference center, the new expansion, and the arena to have a piece of artwork throughout all of them. And in our booklet, which you'll receive later, there's a lot more detailed information on what with the dates that they would be selected and the artist would begin designing and all of that.
So this is more of our fun part of what's been throughout our whole campaign, kind of leading up to it. So a grand reopening, displaying and showing off the new expansion that is hopefully going to be done. And with the mural contest, like this expansion, this grand reopening, kind of a ribbon cutting ceremony thing, you'll be able to go see the mural, which is like all of what Tupelo is about. You'll see it from like one side of the conference center of the arena, back and forth, whatever. You're seeing all of Tupelo, and y'all really harped on how you wanted to like enhance the quality of life in Tupelo. So this, like how we've gotten people involved, the local communities, the art museum and all of that. We would want to invite anyone and everyone who wants to come, children of all ages, adults, senior adults, any of our target public that we've already talked about, and the media would be open to the media. So some details about it. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Double Decker, kind of how it works. So this is kind of like a smaller scale of Double Decker. We would want to get to sponsor it, like local vendors, entertainment performers, and children's entertainment. So this kind of is a good thing for y'all and for the community of Tupelo. We'll have local vendors and restaurants such as like the Kermit's Outlaw Kitchen could come. They could prepare little bite-sized appetizers, or you know, if there's like a little entree they want to have, they would be able to do that. We would, the Bancorp South Arena Conference Center would provide all the tables necessary, the tents, whatever it may be. It would be, instead of like, it's a block party, but it would be inside the conference center as you're still showing off your both facilities. People can tour it. You have the new hopeful facility to be there. Also, wine and liquor, that's like, if you're allowed to do that, would be available for purchase. There would be no pre-registration. It's a free event for people. They can come and go as they please. And this is going to all be in the budget that Mark will talk about later. Just decor will be available, you know, some flowers around the room. It'll just all be set up. For entertainment for, again, all ages, we want to do like, you know, some cornhole games or croquet, maybe have some inflatables, a rock wall, face painting for kids, scene art, just like, it's kind of like for free babysitting for the parents, you know. This event would be held hopefully in October, no set date, obviously pending construction. It would last from about 3 to 4 hours. All the vendors, whoever's going to be there, they could arrive an hour prior to it to set up. The Entertainment would be, obviously the arena has a stage, so they'd perform there on the stage. Also, the Tupelo Automobile Museum could come and display their cars, and again, it's always getting the community involved. You want to enhance the quality of life. People from surrounding like small towns, Oxford, Memphis, whoever could come. And so you're getting more awareness out to the public. You have this brand new, like, massive, beautiful facility to show it off. And so really, again, people that haven't been there before they can come. If they know it's a free event, you can do, like, anyone likes free things. And also partnering with the Tupelo Drama Club. If it was around Halloween, we thought of a possibility of them kind of doing a little haunted house type thing. It would be a $5 registration for whoever wanted to come. They could, all the proceeds would go back to the drama club because they'd be the ones putting it on, providing all the equipment necessary needed for that. And again, with all the sponsorships you would have, that's kind of, it's good for them and y'all. Y'all are promoting this event, this facility that's been done. You're meeting in Tupelo, which goes back to our tagline, our slogan. But what's good for them is throughout all the marketing materials and signage you're gonna have throughout the whole campaign, they're getting free advertising basically, as in return, they're providing little bite-size whatever to show for that. So maybe if this was something that went really well, was successful, it could turn into like an annual event kind of every year to show off the facilities.
So meeting the media, as far as owned media goes, we'll be utilizing posters, direct mail, and billboards. All posters created and direct mail distributed will have the Meet Us in Tupelo slogan to reinforce that consistency throughout the campaign. Also for the billboards, we're gonna have 4 that are gonna be in a row and will feature from our longer slogan that y'all saw at the beginning of our presentation, where Elvis meets rock and roll. This is an example of one. And the 4 would be in a line, so this would be the first one that drivers would see. Then you can see where it would go, where Main Street meets Southern Hospitality. The 3rd one where entertainment meets professionalism. And then the 4th one would be Meet Us in Tupelo, Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center. So that kind of just draws into this whole idea of Meet Us in Tupelo and brings attention to the city itself, but also to y'all as an attraction of the city. For mass media, we'll have a news release, a media kit, which will include a fact sheet, an RNA, which is a radio news release, behind the scenes footage of the expansion that is to be done, and will also feature a commercial. The commercial will feature benefits of Tupelo, showcasing its attributes and enticing people to come visit the city itself. It'll also be reinforcing our main idea again with the slogan, Meet Us in Tupelo. This is an example of the news release, and you can see this in more detail in your booklets that we'll be distributing after the presentation as well. And this is an example of the radio spot. And here's the media advisory, and again, all of this is in y'all's booklets that you'll get at the end of the presentation. Another thing that we'll be doing is renovating the website. We will also be incorporating an AdWords campaign, which will have keywords to direct traffic that users will Google things and have them come to your website. They'll be redirected, traffic will flow to the website. We'll change the URL as it stands right now. It's bcsarena.com, and I think changing it to bcsarena&conferencecenter.com, we believe that that will help tie in the 2 entities together, creating and reinforcing that idea of having the 2 exist as one entity. And this is an example of the homepage of the website. So it has, again, that Meet Us in Tupelo slogan, and there will be a section to learn more about the conference center and also to learn about the arena.
So as we discussed earlier, we're going to create an app which will help really connect with our consumers more. From our research, it seemed like we needed a new way to connect to them that was more like new age, and we want to have it have access to early bird prices and everything like with that. There's going to be in-app purchasing, which will be really helpful to make everything kind of a one-stop place. And it's going to get like personalized recommendations. So based off of what you've purchased before, like ticket-wise, it's going to go back and give you push notifications like this is coming up. You would love this because you went to this. Those kind of things to keep people engaged. And then it will also have an area for businesses so that they can book the venue and get all of their stuff taken care of in one place. And it will just be an easy way to have a medium that everyone can easily access whenever they need to.
So as we touched on earlier, we think it'd be very beneficial to unify the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center social media accounts. so that we can reach all target audiences. So these are Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram sample posts that would be promoting the event for the expansion celebration. And we think that hashtag Meet Us in Tupelo on every social media post would incorporate the slogan and people would start to recognize it. And then we think that a customized Snapchat filter would also be very beneficial. Meet Us at would kind of incorporate our slogan as well, and then Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center is at the bottom, and it would be in a certain radius around the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center that it would be available on Snapchat.
So one of the things we really wanted to address with the campaign was we wanted to take the campaign and put it to the two big universities on the north side of Mississippi, which is Mississippi State and Ole Miss. So we decided we were going to run a college ambassador program, and we were going to pick 5 students from Ole Miss and Mississippi State to represent the Bancorp South Arena marketing campaign. And what they would do is, at the start of the fall semester, they would each post 3 social media posts containing content and promoting both the mural contest, the grand reopening celebration, and the actual Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center itself. And in addition to posting content about it, they'll also end it with hashtag Meet Us in Tupelo, so we can market it as one brand. And in return for that, they will receive discounts to musical concerts, and we'll also be giving them free promotional items and accessories that have the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center logo on it. So we're really hoping that we can branch out and connect with these universities. And then this is our budget. So for the budget, we were given $25,000 for media production and sales promotion, and we were also given $5,000 for marketing for the grand reopening celebration. And I'm just going to point out some of the more expensive items that we spent on. So for the commercial advertisement, we spent $10,000. For the billboard advertising, we spent $3,500. For our AdWords campaign, we spent $1,000. For our school advertisements that we run at both the Ole Miss and Mississippi State school newspapers, those are going to cost $3,276. And our college ambassador program budget is going to end up being $1,500, excuse me. And those, along with the smaller costs, are going to end up at a total cost of $24,846.
So to tie everything in, we decided to create a commercial that really shows Tupelo and the Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center. Like we've said before, we really want to sell Tupelo and want everyone to see that it is a great place to come and a great place to have your events in the South. And so please enjoy this.
Is the sound on? I can hear it. Can you turn? Is the sound on? Is there a way to turn it up?
Where Elvis meets rock and roll. Where Main Street meets Southern hospitality. Where entertainment meets professionalism. Meet us in Tupelo.
Thank you for listening,
Thank
and we
y'all so
hope you
much.
meet us in Tupelo.
Questions? Any questions, comments?
Go ahead. All right, so Taylor, a little earlier you were talking about content marketing and how we can use that to better. Could you elaborate a little bit on that and tell us more about
Yeah,
what
so.
you meant by that term?
Yeah, so consumers like to be engaged. They don't want to just be marketed at anymore. It's really important that that consumers are engaged with brands and businesses that they're interested in, or brands and businesses that they're in a target audience of that they don't even know that they're in their target audience. It's important to cut through the clutter. It can be kind of hard to cut through. I mean, we receive 5,000 marketing messages every day, each of us. And you've really got to cut through the clutter, and you've got to engage, and that's why we came up with the app, because it's more interactive for y'all's consumers to be able to really feel like they're a part of the arena and conference center. So that's what we meant by that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Do y'all think that your line, Meet Us in Tupelo, since our patrons are very regional, do you think that that would turn some of them off that aren't from Tupelo?
I don't think so. I think that the people in Tupelo will be very proud of like their location and where they live already, that it won't be anything that's offensive or would turn those consumers away. I think for something as big as the arena and the conference center, having people from outside of the area, it's important to let them know about the area and also the people that are currently there. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really proud of my hometown, and if somebody was like, meet us in Fairhope, like I'd be really excited about that. So I don't think that it would, and that's my opinion.
We tried to think about, like, at the very beginning of our project, we tried to think about, okay, what makes other arena and conference center entities such as y'all's business, what makes them successful? And we basically determined that it's the location that you're in. So y'all's objective is to get people to come to Tupelo and bring their events to Tupelo. And so it's important, we think, it's super important to really sell Tupelo along with your business. You can't discount, Tupelo. You've really got to sell Tupelo as a destination city to come to.
I think going off of what Taylor said, having a arena and conference center in a city that also provides entertainment and great food and great nightlife. I know when we met with y'all in the beginning of the semester, that was something that you were always advertising to your conference center goers, was that there was Main Street was right across the street. You could walk over and go to the bars and go to the food and go to experience everything. And so I think the idea of selling Tupelo as a whole combined with Bancorp South Arena and Conference Center really unifies them and brings them together.
And one final piece to that, we kind of came up with Meet Us in Tupelo because either you're a CEO and you're presenting to your company, y'all, we're gonna meet in Tupelo this year, like that's awesome. Or you're gonna call up your friend from South Haven and be like, okay, let's meet in Tupelo for this concert. Like it's a very natural phrase. It's said by anyone that's gonna go to the conference center or arena.
Any other questions?
Thank you all again for your time.
Thank you.